All right, welcome back everyone, and welcome back New Albany School District. Glad for you checking in. Hey, let's run down here. Today we're going to show you a little bit about what we've been talking about in some of the other videos about the server, the automated server, and the thermostats and how they all communicate. So we're going to get involved in that, but okay. Look at this right quick. I wanted to show you something real fast. We saw this on one of my other videos. I had a P-tag. And I wanted to show you right quick this. Look at this thing right here. This is cool as heck, and this thing even works. So we're going to turn this thing on right quick and see. Uh-oh, making a little bit of racket. There it goes. Now it's running. Isn't that cool? That's cool as heck. Anyway, turn it off. Stick it back in there. Okay, let's go back in here right quick and see. We're gonna talk a little bit about automation. So right in here, we're not quite done with it yet, but this is a panel that we took over, and as you can see, you've got your power supply here. This supplies 24 volts to the automated server. We have an input-output module right here. It's not associated, it's got the red light, so we got to associate that to the AS. But anyway, this is what I call Mother. Now, Mother has a bunch of kids, and which are the thermostats here at the school that we're at. And so Mother talks with the all the thermostats, and the thermostats, which are her children, communicate back to her. And as you can see right here, a lot of chatter going on right now. A lot of communication, lights flashing, communication wire up here. She's talking to all her kids, and we're going to go meet one of her kids here in just a minute and kind of give you an idea of what we're doing. But anyway, this is the panel, and this is what I call Mother, of course. You have the transformers down here that power up the panel, as you probably saw in the other video I had. And then here's our low voltage block where we have our ground or common, and then our 24 volt hot, and then we've got our switch here to power up the high voltage for all this, 120 volts to all this. So anyway, this is Mother. She communicates with all the thermostats. So let's go and take a look at one of the thermostats so that we can talk about it. So anyway, let's go check out a thermostat right quick and show you what one of our kids looks like. Stand by, we'll be right with you in just a minute. All right, so we just saw Mother, and now we're going to go see one of her kids. One of her kids' names actually happens to be Roxanne. So let's go check her out right quick. We're in a library, of course, and just want to show you real quick this thermostat and kind of give you an overview. This is Schneider Electric's Viconic. So as you can see, it's touch screen. You can do anything you want to do on this touch screen. Heating set point, I can move it up and down. I can raise it up. All that stuff. This one here is set so that you can't go above 70 degrees. I'll show you that in a minute. So right now, Roxanne is asleep because you can tell she's unoccupied. So if I wanted to go on the front end, which I'll show you that in a minute on the computer, I can occupy the system or occupy this zone on the computer to wake her up. But anyway, this is what she looks like on the front. So if I want to get into it, the way that you're going to do that is you're going to have to hold your finger right here in the middle. Then you've got to give it a password. And the password on this thermostat, this particular thermostat, is 0375. And there she is. She lights up. So now what we can do, we can go into this thermostat and configure it much like you'd have a regular thermostat. So, for example, we'll just go through a few of these, but let's go through configuration, for example. So we've got page 1 of 11, as you can see right there. So, and there's different things that you can do on the thermostat. We'll go through just some basic stuff. So I know that this is a rooftop unit, and it's gas, and it's one stage cooling and one stage heat. So anyway, got a bunch of other little things that you can see that are on here that we can use for different various things. But just for simplicity, we'll just run through some of the major stuff. blah, blah, blah. You can go down through and you can do different things in here with this. We'll go to the next page. Cooling cycles per hour. This is only going to let that unit have 4 cooling cycles per hour. So in other words, in 1 hour, it's only going to allow this unit to run 4 times. Now in the heating, you can see cycles per hour is 6. We're going to let it run 6 times an hour. Set that back up to 5. Then then we'll go to the next page. So let's get back over here where we were. And we'll go to the next one. This is where it gives you a chance to tell it what how many stages you have. So this particular unit has 1 stage of heat and 1 stage of cool. You got to make sure that you enter these into this thermostat, because if you don't, you could be missing out on giving it more heat or more cooling. So if you just leave it 1 stage cooling and it was 2 stage, for example, if I move that up to 2, then that would give it 2 stages of cooling if that's what the unit is. But this particular unit, of course, is 1 stage cool, 1 stage heat. So, okay. So we'll move on down here. Got a bunch of other little things in here that you can see. And different things that you can use that this thermostat can do. This thermostat can do a lot of different things. It's really a neat thermostat, but we'll move on here. Some more stuff you can do. CO2 set points. Now here's where the application is. This particular unit's up on the roof. It's a rooftop, and it's a gas pack, so we set that to rooftop. If this was a heat pump, we could just switch that over to heat pump, and then our reversing valve down here, we could do anything we wanted to do. We could set it to B or to O or whatever that you needed to do for your heat pump application. So we'll set it back over to rooftop, and then pretty much get that. Now we can go into set points real quick, and as you can see, unoccupied cool, 85 degrees. So when Roxanne is sleeping, she's gonna not wake up until it gives above 85 degrees in this library here, of course, in this room. Occupied cooling 74, occupied heat is 70, unoccupied heat, as you can see, is 55 degrees. So if this room gets down below 55 degrees at night or whatever, she's going to wake up and she's going to come on and she's going to maintain the room to 55. So pretty cool. Next thing is minimum cooling. The lowest they're going to be able to cool in this room is 72, and you can set that to anything. You can run it up and down. We've set the parameters here for 72 degrees. Minimum cooling, maximum heat, 70 degrees. Dead band, you can set your dead band. That's just your difference between your heating and cooling set points. Set at 4 degrees. Bunch of other things you could use on here. We're just going through the menu. Anyway, so, okay. Then another cool thing here is the display. You can also enable the room humidity value. We've got it disabled here. We've got the units in Fahrenheit and languages in English. You can change all different kinds of language, French, Spanish. You see a Chinese, kind of crazy in it, but that's pretty neat. So anyway, just real quick. And then you got some test outputs down here. You can actually turn the fan on. Like, for example, if I was going to do this, let me just click it right quick. You'll hear the fan come on. There it goes. And then, of course, I can turn it off, and there it went off. But you can check your first stage cooling, second stage cooling, first stage heat, second stage heat, or your reversing valve. You can control it here with O and B. Pretty neat. So anyway, and if you do make any mistakes in here, you can always fix them, of course. You know, like, for example, if I wanted to come in here and turn the fan on, which I just did, you probably heard it come on. This thing is going to time out in approximately 2 minutes, and then it's going to go back to screen and it's going to shut the fan off. So no worries, no hurt, no worry. So then you hit the home button down here. Well, you heard the fan just go off when I hit the home button. So, and that brings us back up. So Roxanne's asleep, of course. She can be toggled, of course, right here with heat, off, auto, cool, and anything you want to put it at. We're gonna put her at cool because it's a little bit warm in here. As you can see, it's 73 degrees in here, so we'll toggle her over to cool. And so now that when she wakes up in the morning, she'll be in the cool mode, and I'll be able to cool them down. So